Hey, welcome back to another video. Beautiful big full moon. I think it's 2 days till the proper full moon, but we're going to go out, shoot some trees, the eucalypts or gums I think they are. Beautiful white skin on for their bark. It's great when that moon comes up. Get that nice soft light on them. 2-3 minute exposures, ISO 400s, 800s roughly. On the mighty M6 with the 15 to 35 2.8L lens. So you're going to be using that tonight. Very simple setup. Tripods, obviously, for those long exposures. Wander around, try and find some nice shapes of trees and use that light from the full moon. I've done a couple before and they've come up really well, so I want to try and do that. But before we go out there, I wanted to talk to you about a new product from Nigel Danson. It's a sensor brush. It's a nylon sensor brush, and we're going to chat a little bit after this intro. Right, let's do it. So this is from Nigel Danson, YouTube photographer. Go check him out. He does some really great work. He's brought out this product with, I think, his brother doing it. And it's basically a little nylon bristle brush, and with the use of a blower, which most of us landscape photographers have got in our bags anyway. You blow that over your bristles, that creates a static electricity, and then you can clean the dust off your sensor. No damage. They use a steel crimp here to make sure the bristles can't fall out and go into your camera. So you don't need any chemicals. So you can save that for like a once a month or once every 3 months at home, where you're in a nice clean area. You can sit there and focus and clean your sensor properly. But to have that in your bag, it weighs absolutely nothing. It's pretty cool. And you're gonna, as I said, you're already gonna have that. Now this is just another little cheap, lightweight option to chuck in your bag. So very, very handy. So thought it'd be good to just let you know that something like that is out there. But yeah, we're going to head out, look at some long exposures with these beautiful trees under the moonlight, and see what we can find. Rightio, let's go. Bit of surprise. The moon is chock-a-block. I'll actually swing you around and show you a little bit of that in a second. Sitting here, I've got the R6 and the settings I've got pretty surprising. So I'm doing 30 seconds, ISO 100, f2.8 on the R6 M2, and the photos come. I've got this beautiful tree here. I was thinking I was going to have to do like 1-2 minutes. The photo come up really, really good, and you can see the beautiful white, the skin or the bark on it, and they really stand out against the red ochre of the Pilbara. And beautiful trees, and some of them have, like this one, it's got a really nice shape to it, and that's what I want to do with that moonlight, which is just exceptional tonight. I don't even have to go longer than 30 seconds, which is amazing. So I'm ISO 100, f2.8, 30 seconds, which is just awesome. So it's like 9 o'clock at night, pretty much black skies. There's not much light, a little bit of light pollution from camp, not a mega amount, but obviously that's helping a little bit. But yeah, spectacular. You can see obviously with the camera shot, you can see some of the stars coming out in the background. In between the gap here in the tree, there's a star, and there's a few other things. So very, very nice first shot for the night. So that's the moon, and as you can see, it's bright as, and then it's allowing us to come down, and it's just enough to light paint it for these trees. So yeah, very, very happy with how that first one's coming up. So I'm going to get a couple more photos to make sure I've got enough there, make sure everything's in focus. I'll go through and double check on my focus now, and then we'll move on and see if we can find another one. Here's number 2. You can see I got the camera just here. Again, same thing. I actually gone up to a f5.6 just to try and get a little bit more sharpness in the whole tree as a whole, and yeah, it's just really come good. I was over to the left here, to the left a little bit more, but I wanted to get some separation. There's a tree over the back over there, so that was getting it was sort of meddling with this side of the branches here. So by moving to the right, I'm able to separate the tree and have this as my foreground subject, and then everything else is separated, and it really makes that beautiful bark just pop. Again, because I've got that dark sky behind and around, and the moon is behind us still. It's just about vertical. We've still got a little bit of time facing this way. Once this moon goes over the top of us, I'll have to face back the other way, because by looking this way now, I've got the stars in the background with a beautiful night sky and the stars twinkling and this beautiful tree separated, and the photos look fantastic. So I've given myself some room around here on both sides so that I can crop to get it settled, if that makes sense. I didn't want to go too tight in on the tree, so I had no room to move. There's going to be plenty of megapixels to play with. The shot looks fantastic. I don't need to focus stack or anything. I'm really glad I did this. I thought it would come up nice because I've done it once before, but it was about 2-3 minutes, a little bit darker, and the moon had just risen. But because I think the moon's about 90% tonight, so really, really cool to be able to use that light from the moon to just highlight the area, because that light is so much better than a natural light that we use from these videos. So hopefully this video, you can sort of does the justice of the tree. Once you see the photo, you'll definitely, I think you'll appreciate a little bit more what I'm trying to do, and I think you'll go, might give you a little bit more of another option, I guess, to chuck in your repertoire. Right, yeah, well, that's number 2. We'll chuck this photo up once I've edited it, and you'll see that now. And I hope you enjoy it. I think it's yet another beautiful tree. Going to go vertical on this one. Obviously, I'll give myself some room on each side of the tree, so I can crop it afterwards. I'll try and set myself up so I can get some of those stars in the background to give that feeling of depth as well. Now, when you look at it, you can see that we've got that separation there, and it's a great shot because we've got all the stars up here. You can see all them up there, so they're good. It's a really nice shot. So there we go. So that's the actual shot. So that's 5.6 aperture, just to get that little, make sure that whole tree gets sharp, which is what you want. And then I've got those stars in the sky. So you've got that beautiful background. There's some stars on the left. I want to make sure I've got any bright stars in the sky as well. So I've given myself a little bit of a chance in that regards. So that's the third shot, and you'll see it full screen in a second, but I thought I'd just show you the back of the camera and show you sort of what I'm thinking and how that all works out. As you can see, no lights, just using that full moon as a massive softbox is just spectacular. I do have over to the right hand side of us, obviously camp. We've got some light pollution coming that way, not too much coming from the mine, but you still get a bit there. You can sort of see it on the tree, but that's sort of good. That's a bit of a filler. I'm using that light that's surrounding me instead of, obviously, sometimes light pollution. We don't want that, and it can be absolutely painful. In this regards, it's working out well for me, and it's giving us shots like this, so pretty super. Righto, we might go and see if we can find one more. I'd like to find one where we've lost the leaves and I've just got the tree, and if I'm lucky, sort of just when they're sort of dying, some of those can be really special. Been pretty lucky already. Three beautiful trees and 3 good shots, I think, within, say, 100-200 meters of where I was. So this is shot number 4, and I think I said to you I wanted to try and get one of these old gnarly trees that sort of died, and they sort of get those gorgeous shapes. Yet again, you can see on the camera the R6 there, vertical. Same thing, I've got that, there's a tree, you can sort of just see in the background here with the limited light I've got, that gives that depth of field that sort of you want to get in that photo. Because I'm sort of fairly close, I'm not sure what millimeter. About 27 mil, roughly. Just give you a rough idea. So 27 mil, so fairly wide, and then that really gets the frame. That beautiful old gnarly tree fills that frame, and then you've got that other tree, and then the stars and the sky over towards the black part of the sky. Really feel as that background, and then yeah, it makes a beautiful shot. It actually looks really nice. I was a little bit wider when the first shot I did, but it did look better when I actually come in. I've still given myself a little bit of room to crop if I need to. I don't think I should have to. It's a pretty clean sort of area. Again, there's no wind, and because there's no leaves on this tree, it was pretty good. Now, the tricky part with this one is the moon is just about directly above me, probably sitting at about 1 o'clock. So I don't have that side light from the moon. So if you are going to be doing this, make sure you use photo pills, and you want to try and get your time when you're leaving out to give you the moon on a non-vertical area, if that makes any sense. So where ideally you want the moon, if my fingers are light, that moon light coming down, like any sort of good studio light, you sort of want it above you and it coming down on an angle, so you get that nice rays of light coming down on that tree, and that's from the moonlight reflecting the sun. Once it gets vertical like this, you're not going to get that tree lit as well, if that makes sense. I hope that makes sense. I want to try and explain as best I could, and that's the way I'm thinking of it. Going to sort of head back and see if I can find maybe one more really nice white one, and we'll go from there. Here's the last one for the night. Been a good night. I've had a bit of fun. Hasn't been real hard. It's been a lot easier. Very lucky. You can see obviously in the grass here, there's little to no wind, so that helps out. So pick a night that's not windy. Nice big full moon, or as close to a full moon as you can get. Obviously, I've got to take what I can get. This one, again, I made sure to work that I got the separation from the split in the tree. So you can see up the top here, I can see right down, and it separates that tree. If you get in the wrong spot, it's all going to combine, and it probably would have been okay, but I think that separation in there actually looks pretty good. I've gone a vertical again, dropped it back down to 400 ISO, and yeah, come up pretty good. Because a little bit lucky in this shot, because I'm sort of walking back towards camp, I've got that light pollution from camp coming across and lighting up the scene. The moon's pretty much vertical coming down, I guess, like from this area. So I'm on the right side, so the moon's on the right side of the tree, so I'm going to get whatever that softbox moon is going to give me on this side, and then I've got the light pollution coming from this angle to help light it up, and it's crystal clear. Again, 5.6 to keep most things sharp. And then I've gone in and checked all my focus and zoomed right in, and you can see on all the trunks and stuff, it's actually spot the dog. That's us done and dusted. As I said, those trees, definitely a good option for you to come and try out. You can scout out during the day and then come back once you get that moon and some clear clouds and no wind. So definitely a good option for you, and something you can try out. I've enjoyed it. I think I got some nice photos. Hope you enjoyed the photos. I think they'll come up really nice.
especially with those stars in the background. I think it works out really, really good. Just again, I just want to say thank you to everyone that's joined us and subscribed over the last 5-6 years. We're 990, nearly at the magic 1,000 mark, which is a great mark, I guess, just as a personal achievement for me, just to show my growth and hopefully that I'm getting better and doing the right things. I'm still enjoying it, still loving it, and having a ball, especially since getting the R6 and the R6 M2. We've had some accidents, we've had some fun stuff, we've had some total disasters along the way, but all you subscribers have been here since the start. From Mike Earl from baseball in Perth, he was my first subscriber. Thanks, Mike. Appreciate it, buddy. You got the ball rolling, and you never stopped believing in me, so that was cool. The boys at Ingaf and Mark Holtz, who I very early on did a video with as a creator, and that was a great learning experience. I got to meet those two bunch of amazing people, and yeah, we've been mates ever since. So that's been pretty cool. And for all the other amazing photographers on YouTube that teach us every day awesome tips and tricks and help us enjoy this experience, and I'm sure that as much as they do. So you can always tell, I guess, when you get to see someone that's enjoying it, and I hope that comes out in my videos how much I enjoy what I do. Right, we'll see you hopefully next week with a video. I've got to work out what to do. It'll probably be a drone one, I guess, just depending on time and what I can fit in. But if I don't see you beforehand, I'll see you soon. Stay safe. Peace.